Hey y'all, welcome to Camirra's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a peach bourbon peach cobbler, baby. Yes, we're just going to add a little bourbon in there. It's going to give it a nice little flavor and y'all are going to absolutely love it. Now to get started on the ingredients, I have some vanilla extract, some cinnamon. Of course, I got the peach bourbon, baby. Now, in total, I have about 60 ounces of peaches, some in heavy syrup, some in light syrup. You know what? At the end of the day, it's not going to matter. And I also have some peaches that were left over from another can because we ain't wasting no groceries with the prices of groceries out here. Okay. I have about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. But y'all, I meant to use 5 tablespoons. Use 5 tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay. Do what I say, not what I do. I have a half a stick of butter, a lemon, a little bit of ginger and nutmeg, and I also have about half a cup of brown sugar. Now first I'm going to start on the filling. I'm going to melt half a stick of salted butter, okay? And then I'm going to add 2 of the cans of peaches with the juice because I like it a little juicy. Now if you don't like it juicy, okay, don't drain the juice. You don't have to have it, okay? And then I drained all the juice from this large can. Now, if you decide that you want to drain more of the juice, just adjust the amount of cornstarch you use. Maybe you just use 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, to get it the thickness that you need. Guys, this is a recipe. This is not law. So, do it the way you like it. I'm going to go ahead and put in my 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground ginger. And I'm going to put in my half a cup of brown sugar. I'm going to put the juice of 1 whole lemon. The juice will balance out the sweetness. It is really a must for peach cobbler. If you've never done it, you should try it. At least put in a teaspoon of lemon extract if you don't have a fresh lemon. I'm also going to be using half a teaspoon of nutmeg and about a teaspoon of cinnamon. I just shake it in there until it's brown. Okay, this is not really measuring for me, but do it to your own taste. Now we got the bourbon. I'm putting in about a 1/4 of a cup of peach bourbon. If you want it stronger, I would add up to a half of a cup of bourbon and then just subtract more of the juice to replace it. I'm putting in a teaspoon of vanilla extract and a pinch of salt. You do need salt in your desserts just to bring out the sweetness and enhance the flavor. Now my heat is really on a medium low. We are not trying to cook the peaches. We are just trying to get the flavors to come together. Now with that leftover juice, I'm going to add it to my cornstarch. Remember, use 5 tablespoons of cornstarch if you have the amount of juice that I have. All right, mix it up until you get a little slurry, and then we're going to use this as the thickener for all the juice. Now I have heard that some people pretty much are just in the cobbler game just to basically be eating crust. They don't even care about the fruit. They don't even care about the juice. All right, are you one of those people? Like, are you doing this double crusted cobbler business? You know what I'm saying? With basically no juice in and no real fruit. It's just crust with a little syrup. Let me know. Okay, now I'm going to stir this in and allow this to slightly thicken, and then I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to work on my topping. I have a 1.5 cups of flour. To this, I am adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This is essentially going to be more like a biscuit topping that you might see on a peach cobbler. I am then going to put in half of a teaspoon of kosher salt, about a 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, just for a little flavor, you know what I mean? And then I'm going to add in a half of a cup of white sugar. I have had some cold butter, a 1.5 sticks in my fridge this whole time. It's not frozen. No need to freeze it, okay? We ain't got to do all that. And I'm just going to grate it in. Now, you could use a little pastry cutter to cut it in, but I don't have that because I don't like having things that I can't really use that much. And I'm going to grate in the butter, and I'm going to get out the extra. Butter too high to be leaving any of that behind. All right, I'm getting all of it. All right, and then I'm going to cut it in with my fork the best that I can. Once I've got it mostly mixed in, you're going to see me go in with my hand, and I'm just going to start to blend everything to make sure all the flour is incorporated with the butter. I have had a 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream at the side, and in order to incorporate it easier, I like to just make a little bit of whale in my dry ingredients, and then I just start slowly putting in the heavy cream until it is well combined. Just mix a little bit at a time. I like to do this relatively quickly because I don't want the butter to completely start melting, because the longer it sits at room temperature, the stickier your dough is going to get. Now you will see that this is a stickier dough, and that is okay. Just work as quickly as you can to get it incorporated and you will be fine. Now let me know in the comments if you guys have any recipe requests. This peach cobbler actually came highly requested in the comments, so I do try to take your requests into mine. And you know what, baby, if you new here and you liking what you see, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe, because I post weekly. Now at the end, I had a little bit of flour left, so I just went ahead and mixed that on my hand to get a little of the stickiness off, and then my crust came together very well. Now I'm going to go ahead and start putting everything together. Just dump all that juicy goodness right up in that casserole dish, honey. All right, and then I am just going to take little pinches of the dough, and I'm going to put it all around the place. It is okay if all the dough pieces are not touching, because they are going to swell up and they are going to fill in all the gaps. Now, if you are a super crust person, I feel like you could really even double the crust, or even do a recipe and a half of the crust, and you would be all right. You know what I mean? Because if you up here trying to just get all the crust, because, you know, you could do that, because I know some of y'all just be stealing the crust and be leaving everybody behind with the fruit. So don't be like that. Just make extra crust, okay? I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven for 35 to 40 minutes until the top is golden and the inside is bubbly. Yes, and you are going to have this absolutely beautiful peach cobbler. Now, the greedy folks are just going to try to eat this right out of the oven. Don't be greedy, baby. Don't be greedy. Okay, you're going to burn your mouth. All right, let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes and let everything thicken and come together. And then you can go in and get your cobbler, baby. All right, make sure you share with somebody, because this is a dessert and we ain't trying to spike your sugars. All right, now I'm going to see y'all next time in Camirra's Kitchen. Remember, I love you and God loves you. And I know that you all are going to be blessed. Goodbye.